This pubcast, once again, a rather long one at that. It is Michael Phoenix joined by John X5. John, how the hell are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great, Mike. It's raining here in Singapore, and it makes the unbearable heat just a bit better. So it should be a good day. Should have a good bunch of replays to go through today.
Feels like we're going through a bit of deja vu there, John. Could have sworn
Oh, I
this.
don't know what you're talking about, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, let's go through the heroes in the draft. We do have Broken Heart playing the Queen of Pain. We do have Yalen playing the Pudge. The Venom will be played by the Goofy Shinobi. Juggernaut, of course, being played by Best HC. And finally, we do also have All Falls Down playing the Dark Willow. And John the Dar, if you could, please.
All right, on the dark side, we have Wingman playing the line, the Shadow Demon being played by Zetus, Slark being played by W. W. We have Silencer being played by Megadeth, and the Wind Ranger being played by Ascension.
Yes, indeedy. It looks like they'll be going for those bounty runes. Of course, the change to those bounty runes, which everyone should be... Well, actually, this wouldn't have been part of the change. This should be still 2-minute bounty runes, I believe.
Yeah, I think most of the replays are still on 2-minute bounty runes. I don't think we've gotten anything fresh off this patch just yet, Mike.
Well, let's find out. Let's wait and see what happens. I'm sure you're right about the 2-minute intervals, but we'll find out at the 2-minute mark whether that is correct or not. I'm having a look at this draft, John, for both teams. We basically have a Jug versus a Slark. Now, Slark has gotten into a bit more of a popular situation. Like, he's finally back. He's got that ridiculous regen in the lane. Like, he's already sitting at 5 regen, basically with 2 mangoes. Can he contest the Juggernaut later on in the game?
It really depends. Ultra late game, it's kind of a toss-up because they both have invulnerability states. I'd say Slark's is probably easier to really maximize compared to a Jug.
Oh, bot lane, John. Wingman is in a lot of trouble, and now Zetus is as well. Are they actually going to get anyone? Yalen went for the level 1 hook. That's going to be a bit of a problem. Generally, the Rot is much more effective. All Falls Down is still going, but he does have a CD on the Shadow Realm, and they won't find the kill. But ultimately, everyone in lane, like this mid and bot lane, are falling very, very low. Again, Wingman goes in to throw out a stun, but he's risking his life for this. Zetus and Wingman, I mean, it's 2 supports in the offlane apparently, but they're going to have a rough time like this if they, keep getting so aggressive.
Yeah, it's a really odd laning choice. I think the Shadow Demon offlane has seen some popularity in pubs recently. I'm just not sure how I personally feel about it. Honestly, I feel like it doesn't work out too well. But it has been picking up some popularity for the offlane.
Hold on. Offlane Shadow Demon's a thing?
In some pubs, yeah, I've seen a lot of players try it. Well, mainly 2 players I know of, but they're like, yeah, they're pretty high ranked, so I won't name names, but they've been trying it, and I'm not sure. I think overall it's not been a success, but they seem to enjoy it.
Why would you run a core Shadow Demon, though? Like, how do they run it?
I think the main thing is really just shutting down the safe lane carry.
Oh, I see.
And in case they scale, you kind of have a way of making your illusion scale as well, with the talent to Soul Catcher and, Disruption working nicely. It's a good anti-carry in that sense, but I just find it a bit too unreliable.
Well, speaking of Zetus, he will end up dropping. All Falls Down will find that kill for himself, and that will be first blood for the game. And I mean, it's kind of like you mentioned, like I guess it can work. It's going to be a bit strange to see how it will, but we're going to see eventually if it does. I mean, Zetus, like you said, at least Shadow Demon does have a bit of scalability for the later stages of the game. And generally, getting illusions of Juggernaut is probably a decent thing for your team, because Jugs tend to get pretty damn strong. They are actually going to make a jump onto Best HC, and he will be alright. He just loses half his mana from that mana drain. I don't know, this lane looks really strange to watch. I mean, they get hooked right now. Zetus is in massive trouble. Best HC, he does have the spin and will commit it, but Zetus actually juking quite nicely. Has the Fairy Fire as well. And he'll walk out of this one, doing a great job, although he disrupts himself. A big mistake from him, but I guess we've all done it, John.
Yeah, we've all done that, Mike. It's just a rather curious choice, and now he's gonna cop 2 roots.
He's going to be very careful about this wingman as well. He's outrunning the Rot right now, but can they connect that hook for that pure damage? We don't know quite yet. He has the chance. Yes, he's got it. And All Falls Down will pick up another one for himself. Wingman doesn't look very happy about this on the line, and you can't really blame him because this is such a weird lane. I don't see them shutting down the Jug either. He appears to be doing relatively well for himself, although, to be absolutely fair, W on the Slark is doing a lot better. So maybe they are doing their job.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it. I mean, they're still getting some XP out of the lane. The Venomancer is not doing so well. I'm not sure how I feel about the Venomancer's build. Going for the Plague Ward's build over Venomous Gale as the off lane. Sure, Slark can kind of purge off your Gale, but I feel like Plague Wards aren't going to pressure him at all.
No, doesn't feel that way either, John. Wingman, bot lane in trouble again. He will get rooted into place. That Bramble Maze is so effective. And again, All Falls Down, finds himself a 3rd kill for the match. Zedis, meanwhile, is in trouble. There's the Cursed Crown to help out. Can they deal enough damage, though? He doesn't really have any more abilities. Oh, nice one comes out from Zedis. All Falls Down, still making the chase. He will back off eventually, getting very low. But ultimately, they still get the Lion. And we sit at a 3-0, and all the kills have gone to this Dark Willow.
Yeah, it's a nice little gold injection for the Dark Willow, but at the same time, they're really not getting too much XP. A lot of people seem to overvalue early game kills. It tends to be a bit overrated because the way it works now, you don't get much XP for killing a hero in the first 10 minutes of the game. It's really more of a small gold injection, but if you're talking about XP, they're really not getting too much in this safe lane. I mean, the Lion and the Shadow Demon are both getting a decent amount of XP, even though it's a dual lane. Like compared to the Venomancer, who's still like level 4, halfway to 5, in a solo lane and forced to jungle.
Yeah, it's really hard to know if this lane for the Dire is working because, I mean, it's like you said, they're not that low of a level. They're keeping up. They have stopped some of the farm of the Jug. He's 14 last hits behind the Slark right now. And, I mean, W is basically free farming top lane because the Veno can't do anything towards it. Actually, mid lane Ascension could be in trouble. The hook did end up missing, but can they get the Rot? Yes, they can. What the hell is that Shackle? What did that latch onto?
I believe that's one of the changes, maybe, or not, because there was a tree there before, if I recall right, on the Dire side. I'm not sure if that was taken out in point 15, but I'm definitely sure there's a tree there because it's one of my ward spots.
Oh, fair enough. They do end up taking out Ascension anyway. Mr. Quap will go down and continue the chase. So it's still a 4-0 in terms of kills. The Radiant do lead, but it's like you've already mentioned. Kills generally in the early game don't really matter anymore. You're probably better off just standing in the lane and, you know, getting last hits and that creep experience over trying to chase a kill down. And I am still very, very worried about what's happening in the top lane. And mind you, bot lane looks like I might have a crash on my Dota client. Has your Dota client stopped?
No, Miss Mike, shall I pause for you?
No, don't pause. It looks like it's come back. Wingman is being chased down right now. Best HC. We'll let that go. John, could you... Okay. This is going to be frustrating. It keeps pausing slightly. They continue going after Wingman. He will back off. What time are you at, John?
7:45 counting, Mike.
Alright, could you pause?
Alright.
What time now?
7:48.
Alright, let me just catch up to you. I don't know why it was pausing like that. I'm seeing Best HC chase down Zedis right now, and, well, now you can unpause. Wingman in a lot of trouble. Zedis will end up dropping. Wingman will back off, and Best HC will find himself a few kills there. My apologies, John. We did miss out on quite a few kills throughout that 30-second span, but I have no idea why it was pausing like that.
No, it's alright, Mike. I think right now, we're past the point where you could justify dying early game. Like, giving out 4 deaths in the early game is fine. But at this point, if you're dying, you're losing out a lot on lane XP, so I'm really not sure if this is worthwhile anymore.
Well, Wingman in a lot of trouble, but he got away, and it looks like they will find the Pudge. Yelan, he will end up dropping to Ascension. It is still 7-2, but it's kind of like you mentioned, you probably shouldn't be dying any longer. Or at least don't throw your life away like that. Zedis, meanwhile, might end up throwing his away. He's getting very low. The Brambles is there as well. And yeah, he's dead. All Falls Down will find that one for himself. Well, they will start to push for the tier 1 bot. Best HC will have to commit his healing ward, but he'll be fine with that. And he's actually caught up quite a bit to the Slark now. Like in terms of net worth, he's only about 200 behind. So he's not too far off.
Yeah, that's a worrying sign for the Dire side because they're doing fair enough early game, buying space for the Slark, giving him free lane against a Venom who went for a really more of a jungling build, I guess, which is why he's been staying in the jungle. But when the Juggernaut's not that far behind after you get free lane, it's not a good sign. It does look like the Juggernaut is going for a Battle Fear, which will take a while to come on, so they do have that going. If Slark itemizes for earlier game, maybe they could get some momentum back.
Oh, top lane, they do get a hook, I should say, on the silencer. Slark will have to back out of there. I've got to say, this Pudge is doing a pretty great job at hooking right now. He seems to be connecting probably 80% of the time, I feel. And well, he's going to go after the Slark now. W. We'll actually just go after the Bounty Rune. And actually, we haven't kept an eye on it. Has it been every 5 minutes or every 2 minutes?
I believe it's been 2 minutes, I want to say, because the gold value for picking up that bounty was 100 gold, and I don't think it went to everyone, so it's definitely the old rune system, Mr. Mike.
No problem at all. Mid lane, having a look at Mr. Broken Loveheart, the co-op. They are actually jumping onto Ascension again. The Sonic Wave! A bit early, and the XD does come out. That was a very questionable play. I think he may have thought that the Wind Ranger was still rooted into place, but she wasn't. And well, now you have that ulti on cooldown for quite a while, about 2 minutes. That will really like lower her her kill potential quite a lot. Bot lane, they have got a hook onto Wingman right now. He's making a run for it. Zedis is there with a nice little disruption. Can they get a return kill maybe? He does have the finger and he will commit it for this. And it's well worth it. Now they are making the chase down the bot lane again. Brambles comes out. Zedis in a lot of trouble. Sonic Wave, not Sonic Wave I should say, the Scream. And there's the Global Silence as well. And Zedis, well, it looks like he will end up dropping, but so will W. John, I'd hate to do this, but could you pause for a moment?
Alright, Mr. Mike.
My audio is now off on the replay because of all that crap that was happening, so I probably have to restart it. What time are you at?
11:29 on the game clock.
Gotta love when this happens.
I love it, Mike.
11:29, did you say?
Yes, exactly.
Your turn to ban.
I'm almost there.
No problem.
Radiant's middle tower.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Hopefully.
Yeah, I know. You know how it is. We're still in beta, Mike. We really are. We really are.
Yeah. Alright, well I'm about 5 seconds away, so I'll let you know when to unpause. Alright, unpause it now. Alright, so we're back. Hopefully those issues don't happen again, because this, we do have a rather long replay, so we can't just keep doing that, but at the same time, I'm not going to cast for another 50 minutes with the audio that off, because it was pretty off, let me tell you. But, bot lane, John, it's been a bit of a disaster for the side of the Dire. They've tried their best, but they've slowed down the Juggernaut. I mean, he's 800 gold behind the Slark still, so W's still having a great time, but in terms of farm, they're not getting anything, and now Wingman again is in a lot of trouble. The Omni Slash is available, and he will get the kill. And Best HC, I mean, if they keep feeding kills to him like this, he's going to catch up.
Yeah, definitely so. I'm really not sure how to feel about this line build. I can understand grabbing an extra level in Mana Drain. I do not understand skipping out a level in Hex. Hex is a lot of value. You know, getting that additional instant lockdown is really good as a line. It does look like he is playing core line though, so the emphasis is on nuke, it looks like.
Well, have to keep an eye on top lane right now. They are making a jump onto the Venomancer. Goofy's in trouble, but the Poison Nova does connect on 3 of them. Now MG4 does end up going down. Nice Sonic Wave comes out. W is there, though. They'll get Zedis as well. W. Can he find another one? Yes, he can, but he will end up dropping. In fact, no, the Shadow Dance was there, but he ended up going anyway. 4 down for the side of the Dire. A triple kill for Yelan, and he'll walk out of there just barely. But you've got to be happy with that regardless. And with that, I suppose they create a bit more space for Mr. Best HC to get some farm up. Although Ascension doesn't think so, he comes in with the Shackle. He will commit the ulti as well. And of course, they should be able to find this kill. I mean, he tried to spin TP, but it was way too late for it. He will end up dropping as well.
Yeah, I mean, people tend to underestimate the damage output of a Wind Ranger with just 1 level in Focus Fire. It's still a lot of damage. Granted, not much. 50% reduction is kind of painful, but once you get like the phase and at least the null, you do a decent amount of damage when you're right-click in the ultimate.
No, absolutely right. You definitely can't stand still with that kind of HP and expect to get out. That's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I'll take that.
Mid lane, they're still trying to go for Zedis right now. He's able to dodge all the hooks coming out, and here comes W. He's found an Invis rune for himself. Question is, can he find anyone? Well, all falls down is there, but that power shot does kind of give it away that they are around the corner. W continues to search. He will end up finding Yelan, but it's not an easy kill to get. And instead, he'll rotate to the top lane. He's wasting a lot of time for this. Meanwhile, mid lane, they'll throw out a Shackle onto Yelan as well as the Focus Fire, but they won't find that kill. Top lane, though, Goofy is in massive trouble. He should end up going, and he will. He tried to TP out, but it was pretty obvious it was too late. Meanwhile, they get the hook onto the Silencer. The Global Silence is committed. But once the hook is there, I mean, there's no way you're getting out of that one, so I don't know why you would commit the Silence for that.
Yeah, it's a bit odd to commit your silence once you're hooked. Sure, I mean, you're not going to be able to cast it in the next... If there's a big teamfight coming up, but still, it's a long cooldown to sacrifice.
I mean, you just even saw Wingman kind of stuck around for no reason. He was draining the mana of the Pudge, but should have backed off quite easily. Instead, he doesn't and ends up losing his life again. And you know, I've got to agree with you. He's gone 3 levels on Mana Drain, and I can't understand why you wouldn't go at least 1 level in Hex. It's a 2.5 second Hex at, you know, at level 1. That's pretty damn great. And he refuses to go for it, John.
It really is, and yeah, it's rather curious. I mean, I could justify going 402 at some point. I can't justify 403. Absolutely, I can't justify that. And it's as a line player, it's kind of it's just kind of disappointing to see, and I'd have to say.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, John. I feel like he probably could have gotten out of a few situations and set up a couple kills for himself had he had that Hex, but nevertheless, we'll see when Mr. Wingman decides to pick it up. He does also have that finger available right now. He's not committing it, though. Generally speaking, I mean, I would assume when you've got that finger up and running again at level 1, you probably want to make some kind of rotation to get a pick off. But they aren't doing that as it stands. Although now Wingman is running forward. Although he is spotted out, Goofy will get him. Here comes the Queen of Pain as well. Little do they know, there's a Slark behind him. Now Goofy's in massive trouble. Poison Nova was committed, but now the Omni comes in but misses everything. They will get Wingman. W still trying to get out of there. He actually pounces into the Pudge. And a massive mistake from him and the Veno. In fact, it was Wingman, my apologies. They do get the Venomancer. They aren't able to get the Queen of Pain. They lose 2 lives for that, John. It's not good news for the Dire.
Yeah, it's not good news and it's definitely not worthwhile. Sure, they get the bot lane, but it's not really crucial. Well, I mean, it helps a bit with control. It's better than taking the top tower. At least now they can control the Radiant jungle a bit better, but it's not good to see your Slark fall like that. And, I mean, sure, you killed the Venomancer, but the Venomancer's been shut down anyway. He's not been a key part of team fights, so it doesn't really matter too much to kill him again, I feel.
Nope. Zedis, top lane. Will actually throw disruption. Now the stun as well. Global Silence committed for this. I don't think they'll find this kill onto the Veno, but I think it's bot lane they're going for right now because Yelan is making the chase onto MeG4. It looks like he will end up dropping regardless. Ascension can't really help him. Now the hook as well will connect onto the Wind Ranger. Can they get this? There's actually no urn. So they can't really just throw that on and let him tick down. Mind you, they did end up getting the Veno regardless of the top lane. So they will get a bit of a trade, but it felt like the side of the Radiant probably could have got a bit more out of that. And it's a bit of a strange choice for the Pudge or the Dark Willow not to go for something like a Spirit Vessel later on. And yeah, they're not going to do it. They're not going to go for it.
Yeah, it's rather odd, I'd have to say. I can usually understand the Pudge kind of skipping it when he has a Soul Ring. And that usually just means the other support will pick it up. But for both supports to not go for the urn is a rather odd decision. I think it's a pretty decent item in Willow as well. So it's rather odd neither of them are going for that urn. It's going to be really helpful, especially chasing down something like the Wind Ranger, as you mentioned.
Well, Wingman right now, top lane, will get chased down. Best HC will cop the stun. Zedis is here as well. It looks like both of them may end up dropping though, because Yelan's joined in. Excuse me. They will get Zedis. And Zedis comes in to pretty much protect the line. Now Ascension, actually a beautiful shackle coming in. He will manage to get Yelan down. Can he get out of there though? Looks like he should be able to. He did have the double damage when he was doing all that as well. So it kind of makes sense that he was able to find that much damage coming out. Now they will rotate to defend that tier 1 top. Best HC might be the target. Ascension still has the double damage room for quite a while. The Poison Nova does come out and the Omni as well to W. He will Shadow Dance. Finally, Best HC now chasing down Ascension. Looks like the Quap will get the Slark. Wingman will get the Juggernaut though. And well, it looks like the Dire overall have outwon this one. Wingman trying to make a run for it. He will end up dropping. And that was a 4 for 3. In fact, no, it was a 3 for 3. My apologies, but still, it looked a bit better for the side of the Dire. They were staying alive a lot longer, so the XP and the gold was going their way.
Yeah, definitely so. And the fight recap does tell us the same story as well. It's a good amount of gold for the Dire side. Granted, most of that went to the Lion. He does have his blink up, but I'm not sure how to feel about the majority of that gold going to a Lion Core. I believe that is a Lion Core now, and it's a Shadow Demon support. I'm definitely not too sure how to feel about that. A Lion Core is really good, but overall, I think he's lost a lot of early game momentum where he should have been a bit more powerful. So I'm not sure if it's worthwhile at all.
Well, I suppose we will find out. He's going for that Yule Scepter next. I mean, there's nothing quite too wrong with a Lion getting those mobility items. And those kind of crowd controlling kind of items like a Yule's. Yelan, meanwhile, bot lane will get caught out with the shackle. And W's there as well. It should be a fairly easy kill with all those stats stolen. He does throw out a hook and connect it. Actually gets a deny. That is really unfortunate for the Slark, but it's pretty standard when you're playing against a Pudge. That just tends to happen sometimes, and you just feel like killing yourself when it does. They will make a rotation though, bot lane. They still want to go for more. They will find the Queen of Pain. Nice blink in with the stun. Now the Hex as well. And the Shackle will end up connecting. Wingman will pick up another kill for himself on the line. And that's why you get the level 1 Hex. Because it makes a hell of a lot of difference. And actually, Line ends up hitting level 14 now. So he gained a couple levels out of that.
Yeah. I mean, it was from the fight up top where He gained a significant amount of gold and XP, so he's doing well for himself. I'm not sure about this item build. You definitely want the blink, sure. The power treads is fine for a line if you play with tread switching, but the Yule straight up as a core line, I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Well, they will make a jump onto the Dark Willow. Nice global silence comes out, but what is it really for? It looks like it might be top lane where they do have a Veno going for MG4. And actually, Veno might end up dropping here. Goofy is gone. Now Best HG trying to make a chase. Meanwhile, bot lane, Ascension ends up dropping. Omni Slash has been committed. Zedus, he's going to end up going as well. And actually, 4 heroes from the side of the Dire end up losing their lives for the sake of getting 2 kills for themselves. Not very good news for them. And we weren't able to keep the action on both screens, unfortunately. But ultimately, 4 heroes down the Dire, John. It's really bad news.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, right now, the Slark is still maintaining a nice gold lead, but I think the most troubling thing is how far behind the Wind Ranger is. Seeing the Wind Ranger this far behind is not good. Generally, Wind Ranger has a nice little power peak in late early game, then kind of tapers off until she starts itemizing for late game. So the fact that she's pretty far behind at this point in the game is kind of troublesome for Dar.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you there. Actually, where the hell was that kill? Zedus ends up going down. They will, however, it looks like they will find a kill onto the Pudge as a trade. MG4, though, is in massive trouble right now. W, meanwhile, copying all that damage from all falls down, but he will end up finding a kill for himself. Meanwhile, Best HC, he couldn't find the kill onto MG4, and he will end up losing his life as well. A triple kill going to the Slark. Great news for the Dire. Really bad news for the side of the Radiant. And although Ascension hasn't gotten much farmed on, he's finally starting to rack it up a bit. He's overtaken the Quap now, he's sitting in the 4th place. And a couple more kills like that, it's gonna really get him up there. In fact, Goofy ends up finding the kill into the Silencer, but W is trying to get that kill back. He does stand under the tier 2 tower, but is it gonna matter? Oh, the pounce misses. And yeah, he's going to have to back off now. It's a lot of damage coming out from that Poison Nova. Goofy actually comes back in. They will find the return kill, though. Mr. Queen of Pain has the Dagon sitting there in the inventory. And I mean, that's one of those things with the Dagon. You can burst people down like that. So it can come in handy. That is a lot of worth for the sake of losing your Venomancer. Meanwhile, Best HC finds a kill onto Wingman at the top lane again.
Yeah, it was looking good a while ago when they got the kill on mid lane, but losing the Slark like that is not great. I mean, looking at the net worth lead now, it's 1k in favor of the Radiant side, but the Dar side, that's mainly because Slark has a 3k advantage over every single other hero. At least 3k advantage. Otherwise, everyone else is just so far behind the Dar's side. It's still worrying. Like, the Wind Ranger is building up fine. The Aghanim's is going to be coming out soon, which will definitely help them out. But I feel like the Wind Ranger herself would probably need something like a Blink. And then maybe some more, damage amplifying items. The Quap's build is somewhat unstandard. I don't think we've talked about this much. He's had a Dagon, I think, his first main item, and...
Mid lane. They are going to go after the Pudge right now. The Global Silence already committed. The Fear comes out, and it doesn't really connect on anybody. They're going to be able to get the Shadow Demon. Nice Sonic Wave comes in, but W's in the building now. 2 down for the side of the Dire already. He doesn't know who to go for, and actually can't make up his mind. He'll end up fighting the Pudge, only because he really gets hooked in by him. The Queen of Pain will manage to back off. And so 2 for 2. Again, the Dire find the better of that exchange. Meanwhile, the Best HC will find himself a tier 2 tower at the top lane. So he makes it well worth it for his team to lose their lives like that. And it's really hard to know who's winning this game, right? Like, you've got to... In the kills, I guess it's going towards the Radiant. In the map control, it's going towards the Radiant as well. The only one that seems to be keeping the Dire together is this Slark.
Yeah, it's definitely on the back of Slark. And that's mainly because he has a really nice power curve. He does okay in laning. He spikes really nicely as a, single pick-off hero early to mid game. And he scales quite nicely by late game, mainly because of Shadow Dance and the fact that Essence Shift is really good against tankier heroes. It's still not the worst looking game for the Dark side. Getting that pick off in the Jug is definitely a big help.
Yeah, Wingman. I mean, it's the core line. It's one of those things as soon as the finger's off cooldown, you can make things like that happen. Though mid lane, they're gonna lose Zedus again. Ascension gonna make a run for it, but still, you're not gonna care about losing your Shadow Demon when you just got a Jug. And I mean, Wingman, he's just gonna try and do that every time he has finger available. He's just gonna try and do that every single time. He is even going for an Aghanim Scepter. So you're going to have that available to you. Actually, W in the mid lane right now, him against the world. He's now going after Yelan, but he ends up going down to the Dagon of the Queen of Pain. Maybe a bit of an overextension. Ascension has to also be very careful. Sonic Wave comes out. Can they find this kill? The blink is off cooldown in just a moment. He knows where they're going. Global Silence comes out and MeG4 comes in. Now the Shrine as well. And they will be able to find the Queen of Pain. A very nice kill for them. And a very big overextension coming out from the side of the Radiant.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like that's one moment where we finally see the Silence actually do some serious work.
under attack.
It, for the most part, looked reactionary when Megadeth has been popping the Silence, but in that one time, stopping the Quap from blinking again and casting any spells really saved the Wind Ranger's life, and netted them a really nice kill into that Quap, so that's one of the more worthwhile uses of GS I've seen in this game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Looks like MeG4 should end up dropping, although Night's Disruption comes out from Zedus. Although they are holding him to place for so long right now, and well, he's going down. There's just nothing he could do. It was Yules after Yules, Brambles, Mazes, the roots coming out from the Pudge. It was all too much. Meanwhile, top lane, Wingman trying to find a kill for himself. Although, again, the Rod of Atos from Yelan. Finger of Death is available if he wants to use it, but he doesn't. Still making a run for it. And they will end up finding the kill to Goofy, so nice pickup from them. And Wingman has to be so wary of this. I mean, he's 5'11" right now. He's just got to be careful not to continue doing this to himself because, I mean, he doesn't really have to throw away his life all the time.
Definitely so, especially since he's playing a core line. So instead of going around the map doing this, I'd probably say it's more worthwhile for him to just jungle, work onto that Ags, work onto maybe a Kai or Octarine or whatever he wants as the game goes on, because he's going to need a nice little boost to stay ahead of this game.
Oh, top lane, MeG4 finds a kill. And he will end up losing his own life. I tell you, John, my computer is giving me so many headaches. First, it wants me to update. Then it tells me it doesn't have enough hard drive space. I don't know what the hell's going on today. I'm going to assume, though, that those updates were causing the lag. And, well, bot lane. Best HC gets started with the Silver's Edge. Meanwhile, W gets caught out right now. Yelan, he had the Dismember going. In fact, no, he didn't. That Shadow Dance making it really annoying for him. Now he'll have the Dismember. Where's the help, though? All falls down with the Fear as well. And they'll be able to find this kill into the Slark. Meanwhile, Ascension comes back in. Omni Slash was committed for that. But the Invis does save him for the moment. And Ascension will back off successfully. But 70-second respawn time on Slark is very, very bad news for the side of the Radiant. And it's really not what they wanted. And it's getting to that point where, as the Slark, you've got to be so wary of that, that if you die, you're probably going to lose at least a tower. Mid lane as well now. They are going to make a jump onto Zedus. He will disrupt himself. Can he get out of this one? It doesn't really look like he can. Yelan's there just in case. He's still healing up through all this. He's really making it hard for them. But he does end up losing his life in the end. And now the tier 1 tower, as I said, will end up dropping. Global Silence, meanwhile, was committed. They are trying to go for this Juggernaut and will end up getting him. So a nice pickup from them to make that happen. But still, it does appear the side of the Dire are losing way too much across the map right now.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, definitely so, and I have to go back to itemization here, Mike, because the Silencer is picking up his Aghanims. I'm not sure if that's the support silencer really needs here. I, I think the issue right now for Dar's side is that it looks like everyone but the Shadow Demon is playing core. I feel like you can't have 3 supports trying to be a core. It's just not right. I mean, at least you can't have 2 supports trying to be a core. It just doesn't work out well for balancing farm.
Well, this is what keeps happening as well, right? They just keep trying to farm, but every time they try to farm, they get caught out like this. They just found 2 kills onto those supports that are playing cores, and it's just so easy. Yelan just throws out the Rod of Atos and just throws the hook out. It's as simple as that. Now Ascension gets caught out. Rod of Atos again, and they're going to find a 3rd kill within the last 30 seconds. I mean, this is all strength going to the way of the Pudge as well, mind you. So he's just getting tankier. He's sitting at 4.3k HP. And he doesn't even have any real, you know, health boosting items apart from the Rod of Atos. I mean, it's really bad news. Like, this Pudge is going to become a raid boss soon.
He really will be, especially once he hits 25. I feel like this is a game where you probably don't need the extended dismember duration. There's no way you're going to be able to dismember Slark for that long. And any other hero doesn't really need to be held down for that long because you can burst them quick enough. And there's some trouble for Slark right now.
Yeah, he actually ended up missing the pounce onto Goofy. Now Wingmaster comes in, the Wingman I should say. They will find the kill onto Best HC, and they'll jump straight onto the Venomancer. Yules is there. And Goofy, he will end up dropping. So a nice pick off from them. It did look like W was going to be in some massive issue. But luckily for him, Wingman was there to save the day. Now we will see what they can get out of this. It doesn't look like they'll be able to find any towers, unfortunately. And they are being surrounded by the side of the Radiant. Looks like they will have a go onto W. Now, Quap is there as well, and he's losing a lot of HP. He does have the Silver's Edge. Well, they do dust him up. Rod of Atos again coming in handy. And they will find that one. 45 to 31 in terms of kills now. We're around the 35-minute mark. I still couldn't tell you who's in the lead, John. I mean, both teams still seem to be farming okay, but like, how is W this far ahead in farm, even though he's dying so much?
It's really just the power of the Slark. I mean, he just lives off constant map pressure and finding kills. They do catch out Yelan right now.
They do, but he's just so tanky. I don't know if they can actually take him down. He'll blade mail up. His team is coming in to help out. There's the Brambles maze. They will disrupt him. Can they find the kill, though? Zedis will end up dropping. Nice Shackles comes out from Ascension, though. Now Wingman comes in, and that's a lot of damage. They'll finally get him. Best HC came into the last second. Omnislash does go through everybody. Wingman is not dead yet, but Meg for death, I can't say the same for. He does end up going down. Best HC still making the chase with the Queen of Pain. Yules again saving his life. The Hex as well. Best HC, Silver's Edge is there. They will stun him up under the tier 2 tower. Queen of Pain is also so low. They will find that kill. Now Best has to be so careful. Shackle does not connect. Power Shot neither does connect. But Best HC is still making a run. He will end up dropping. And that's 4 down for the side of the Radiant again. And that's a 3.5k gold swing to the way of the Dire. The trash talk is coming out from the side of the Dire now as well. And I mean, you can't really blame them. They know they're behind, but you know, with these kills, they're starting to even out the game quite a bit.
Yeah, they definitely are, and it's really rather curious how these fights break out. It almost looks like both teams stream in 1v1 until someone wins eventually.
Well, top lane as well, John. They will end up finding Goofy. And that's another kill for W. He's still within that time frame where he can just do that so easily on a Slark. Like, there's not really much you can do to stop him once you're caught out alone. And well, it's a 1k net worth lead now to the side of the Radiant. So they've slowed down a hell of a lot. It's just a matter of what the hell can the Dire do at this point. Ascension is being chased down to the bot lane right now. All fours down, trying to find this kill. Although Ascension will turn around for this. He does commit focus fire. There's the root. Yelan, he might be able to finish this off. Oh no, the hook was not in time. And Ascension will be able to back off. And he really shouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah, that's rather unfortunate. The Hook missing definitely cost that kill opportunity. And it would have been a very clean kill as well.
Excuse me. He does go onto Yalen. Focus Fire is there at the bot lane. It's copying a lot of damage, but Yalen will end up finding the kill for himself. Meanwhile, MeG4 is there, but Global Silence committed, and he does get the kill. That is a big deal. I don't know if it was worth it. Mid lane, meanwhile, looks like Best HG is trying to get Zedis, and he should be able to. Although W is here to help out. Best HG doesn't have a TP available. He does invis away for the moment. Poison Nova does connect onto Zedis and W. So Zedis should end up dropping here. W will turn around. Goofy in massive trouble right now. W just healing up through all the damage that was done to him. And he will get out after getting the Venomancer kill. And that's a 3 for 3 right there. A very strange bunch of events that's going on right now in this game. It's just so back and forth. And honestly, John, who the hell's in the lead right now?
Yeah, it's hard to say for certain. I'd say the Dire is going to taper off a bit harder at this point. The Silencer rushing the Ags is an odd choice. I don't think the Glaives of Wisdom buff is that worthwhile for the most part, especially as a support. I'd say maybe as a core you could justify it as the 5th item, but he has a lot of slots open. You could use it for a whole lot of different items, something for added control, something to help his cores more. But rushing that Ags is really not helping his team as much, and now Wingman's in trouble.
Yeah. He went in for a kill, but it doesn't look to be successful. He will end up dropping before being able to do anything. John, he's got the Aghanim Scepter. He's also got a level 2 Dagon on the line. Now, you were commenting on how you don't like his skill build before. How do you feel about the item build?
I definitely... I really don't like it. I have to be honest. The Dagon... It's nice, but I'd say... There are so many better items to stick in as a line. You don't really need the Dagon. You have AoE Finger of Death. I think that's pretty much good for the most part.
Well, top lane, a massive fight breaking out. MeG's already gone. So no Global Silence available. Nice Sphere comes out. W, he will try and back off. Zedis is down. He's so close to the shrine, but he can't do anything about it. W does commit the Shadow Dance, but they know exactly where he's going. He tries to juke this one out. They do commit the Dust and do connect it as well. Meanwhile, that Roshan did end up going down by Best HC. W actually ends up getting out successfully by the looks of it.
Venomancer trapped them in, Mike.
Oh, he did too.
Yeah, I think it's the Gale. The Gale landed on Slark in that tight point, and the 2 ward spawns from the talent just blocked the way. That's rather unfortunate.
Why would you go for the summons 2 wards though?
I'm not sure.
Wouldn't you just go for the plus 7 seconds?
Yeah, I feel like the 7-second Poison Nova is probably the most value you can ask for.
Huh. Well, top lane actually. Who have they got there? There was a Hex coming out, Wingman. They actually ended up getting Goofy. Now, can they find the Juggernaut? The Aegis is gone. HC will back off. Now all falls down. Does jump in. Global Silence has been committed for the mid lane, but Zedis ends up dropping anyway. Meanwhile, W will find the kill onto the Dark Willow. Now Wingman comes back in. He does have the Finger of Death available if he wants to use it. And he probably just will. And that's well worth it because it's such a low cooldown anyway. Meanwhile, mid lane though, MeG4 is in a hell of a lot of trouble. He will end up dropping. Here comes W to try and find a return pickoff, and Yalen will be the target. A lot of stats are being stolen in the meantime. He's already got plus 45. Dismember is there. Now Wingman comes in, but all the Linken's blocks coming out. Pudge does end up dropping Finger of Death as well. And now the Queen of Pain's so low from that Dagon. Ascension still looking for him. I can't believe they haven't found him. Oh, the blink. He screwed himself. He will end up dropping. That's a full team wipe for the side of the Dire. Which, I mean, it was all over the map, but to lose all your heroes like that, that was another 4k worth of gold going to the way of the Dire. Not to mention now they will find a tier 2 mid. So, very good news for the Dire, and again, very, very bad news for the Radiant.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, losing, they're forced to buy back in the Pudge now as well. At the very least, it's not in Juggernaut. Does look like they should be able to get Ascension though.
Well, they have got him. Ascension, can he back out? Yes, he actually can. Yalen, he's in a bit of trouble now himself, although no, he's really not. They will end up getting Ascension. He ticks down to the poison of Goofy. Now W, he wants a return kill. He still has so many stats that have been stolen, and he's just going to rip through Venomancer. Nice stun comes in onto 3 targets. Now all falls down will be the target himself. W does end up getting that. Yalen will be the next one, and they should be able to find out all 3 of them. Nice dismember though, but the Finger of Death, the deny again. How is that possible, John? He Dagon Finger of Death, and it still denies him as the Pudge.
It's all skill, Mike. As someone who does that as well, it's all skill. I have to tell you.
Well, mid lane, Best HC gonna try and use all the skill he has, but he may just get held down, and he does. The Abyssal Blade coming out from W. Now the buyback's being committed. Will the Dire keep going? I mean, they really can. It's still 4v3, I should say. Zedis, gotta be careful not to even out the playing field. Wingman, Finger of Death is available again. If I was him, I'd probably just commit it right now and back off, just to annoy them a bit. But he doesn't do so. I mean, it is a 20-second cooldown. It's not like you really care if you put it on cooldown at this point. But he won't do it.
Yeah, rather odd choice. I feel like at this moment when Slark has 60 Essence Shift stacks, you'd probably just want to keep pushing, because you are really strong right now. This is this huge power peak for Slark, and you know they should probably just push that advantage. They've committed buybacks. If you wipe them here, it's probably 2 sets of racks going down.
Might even be game. Best HC, he might get caught out, but no real gem is there to spot him out. I mean, W is right-clicking for 700 damage right now. So that's pretty insane. He does have a double damage, mind you, but again, it is part of those stats that he's stolen. He does have the plus 120 second stolen stat shift, the essence shift duration, I should say. So it's 240 seconds total every time he right-clicks you till you get your stats back. Mind you, speaking of stats, Pudge is currently at over 6k HP, which is relatively substantial. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to go for like a heart or something just to make it even worse. But, nevertheless, the smoke does come out from the side of the Radiant. They do not go in quite yet. Now, Rod of Atos, who have they got? It is a Silencer. The Global Silence is also available. He might be able to commit it, and he will just before they go back onto him. It looks like the side of the Dire just want to back off right now. MeG4, they're going to go after Best HC. Although, look at the damage from the Sonic Wave coming out. It just rips everyone apart. W is the next target. He's going to try and man-fight everyone by himself. All Falls Down is gone. The Shadow Dance has already been committed, though. And I don't think W can fight this. Wingman as well in the backline's trying to fight himself. W trying to make a run for it now. And he should be able to do so. Maybe even turn around onto this Queen of Pain. Looks like he really wants to. Can he find somebody by themselves? The answer is no, he can't. And, well, I don't really recommend going onto Yalen right now, especially by yourself. But he's going to have a go. Who's he gonna aim for? I mean, the obvious answer should be Queen of Pain. MeG4, obviously not very happy about this game. He's actually giving information away now. Ascension will buy back. And W, again, going to try and go for a chase with that Silver Edge. I mean, he sees them, John. Oh, Yalen, he's going to get his TP cancelled by the Abyssal Blade. And now W going to start stealing those stats all over again. He'll change his mind and go for the Queen of Pain. He does get a nice little bash. The Shackles does not connect. But Yalen is in massive trouble. The Blade Mail almost ends up killing Ascension. And now, actually, W is in a hell of a lot of trouble. He ends up going down. Ascension gonna have to back out of there. And now Best HC, oh, the Omni committed for that. That was a pretty terrible Omni. Zedus might end up dropping anyway, and he will, but Ascension managed to back off even though he bought back for that. The mid-Rax is going to go down from the side of the Dire. Smoke immediately committed by the side of the Radiant as well. And W, is he actually making the chase right now? Yes, he is. They are trying to get the Shrine.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
W just waiting patiently, but nobody's really coming down to help him out. Zedus already calling GG for this as well. W does jump in all by himself. Shadow Dance is committed as well. Can he get anything done here? Nice stun comes out. Wingman and the Global Silence. Best HC. He's gone. Now they're going to go straight for the Pudge as well. And what a strange turn of events. Yelan ends up dropping as well. Wingman, he's starting to really make those plays, John, with these Impales. Or the Earth Spike, I should say. He continues to find 2 or 3 heroes at a time. And now he's going to go. Now they're going to go down the mid lane. I believe that was a penis being drawn on the map. W is making the chase. Queen of Pain, he is stunned up straight away. The Abyssal Blade was not actually available to be used. But still, the mid lane is a nice little target for them, especially considering there's no buybacks available on the Juggernaut or the Pudge.
Yeah, this is going to be a big push for them. They should be able to take it no problem. I'd have to say it's not going to be that big of an issue. But they definitely have to take it now. If they don't commit now, it's going to be a hard time.
Well, where the hell's W's team? Like, where the hell are they going? Silence is going to the top lane right now. Now, we know the Silence has pretty much had enough of this game, but, you know, it's one of those players where it feels like, just like, join the team. We can finish this right now. They're going to jump onto Dark Willow. Nice stun comes out as well. Finger of Death. All this damage going into the Queen of Pain. They even silence her, but they can't find that kill because W just turned around for a second. Still, they're not able to find a Rax through all this. Those Venomancer wards being very annoying as well. W going to try and turn around on this. Ascension as well. And this is just a massive shame right now that the team did not join in to help out, and they will actually not find anything in this mid lane.
Yeah, I feel like this was definitely the time for them to push, but it looks like Megadeth had different ideas in mind. He just wanted to farm his Hex. It's a good item. I'm definitely not sure if it's worth missing out on the opportunity to push high ground while Pudge and Juggernaut are...
John. Well, it looks like we lost John for the time being, but Zedus is in trouble. Goofy. Gonna try and take somebody out, but he's actually gonna end up dropping. John?
Mike?
Yes, welcome
Can
back.
you hear me now?
Yes.
I was here the entire time. Something must have happened.
Yeah, I think your internet cut out for some retarded reason. But it looks like we're... Well, maybe it was mine. Who the hell knows, John? I'm having 50,000 problems today with our technology, so... It wouldn't surprise me if it was my problem, but... Well, at least you're back, John. It's good to have you back.
Oh, thank you, Mike.
Bot lane. The tier 3 tower is being attacked. Sonic Wave comes out as well as the Dagon. When the Dire's having a hell of a bad time trying to push, the net worth lead is not even there, really. It's 2k. They're going to jump onto W right now, but he has a BKB. He'll go in for the 10 second. Roshan, meanwhile, was taken by the Jug, but the tier 3 is being lost. Here comes the Pudge to try and help out the cause. Yelan, what can he do? He's been purged up right now. They're still going after W with that Hex, and he's been rooted into place. He will get hooked in as well. The Dismember is there. They've got to help out their Slark. The Global Silence is not available to move, but Yelan is gone. Now they're going straight after the Queen of Pain. Buyback comes out from Yelan. Megadeth goes down as well. And Yelan, got to be careful not to die a second time. Nice Shackles comes out, but they've been stunned up with that Cursed Crown. And it looks like the side of the Dire are not going to win this team fight. Zedus will stick back and lose his life for the cause, but the Radiant are very concentrated to try and take down W. Looks like W can't really get out of this situation. He doesn't have Shadow Dance, although he's still making a run for it. And they don't have any kind of dust or gem or nothing to spot out where he went with that Silver's Edge. And now Queen of Pain goes in with the blink, but she's going to end up dropping to this. And that's a hell of a lot of gold being given the way of the Slark again.
Yeah, it's really curious that at this point in the game, 52 minutes in, you'd probably expect one of the supports or maybe even the offlaner to just pick up a gem on the Radiant side when you're playing against a Slark. But it just hasn't happened yet. The gold is there. Dark Willow is sitting on a nice amount of gold. No, she doesn't pick it up. She goes for the Maelstrom instead, which is... I'm not sure.
Seems pretty pointless, John.
It definitely does. I feel like you get so much more value from the gem. This is the one thing with pubs I have issues with. As the game goes late, everyone stops caring about wards. I mean, if you look at the map right now, it's only the Dire side which has wards, which is surprising because I figured Megadeth gave up, but looks like someone still cares enough to have wards up.
Yeah, he even
Silencer has a... Yeah, Silencer even has the gem as well, so... I'd say the Dire side priorities are in place. The Radiant definitely need to rethink about their priorities. They don't have map control because they don't have vision, and that's a very big thing to lose out on.
Yeah. No, I'd have to agree with you. Yelan misses the hook in the mid lane. And here comes W again. He wants to go on the Venom, and we'll get started with that Abyssal Blade. Yules is there to try and delay this as long as he can, but Goofy's going to end up dropping regardless. He had no help coming in. Meanwhile, at the bot lane, they're trying to push in, but without that Veno or the Queen of Pain, I don't think this is the play. W, meanwhile, scouting them out. He'll go straight for the Dark Willow. BKB has been committed. Now the Omni as well coming in. The Shadow Dance was a bit late, but he finally got it off. Now Juggernaut losing way too much HP. Best HE will end up dropping. The Aegis is gone. Now Yelan, the disruption actually not very good from Zedus, but regardless, they should be able to find this kill, and they will. Best HC, meanwhile, ends up dropping as well. And what a strange turn of events. I mean, this Slark is so effective somehow. Still at 54 minutes. Zedus probably going to have to stop disrupting people like that, but nevertheless, will they run down the mid lane? It looks like they will. There are buybacks available for the Jug and the Veno. At the very least, though, you want to make them committed. But John, I still see the same problem. The Dire aren't grouping up as 5.
Yeah, it's really curious. I mean, after a team fight like that, surely you just bum rush mid. Your entire team.
Well, Essential will find Dark Willow in the back lines. Now W almost taking out that tier 3 tower, although that backdoor protection will just heal it up all the way. And the Sonic Wave clearing up that creep wave again. The buybacks were forced though, and that's really all you really need at this point from the side of the Dire to, you know, choose to back off safely. Although Best HC, he gets caught out, and that's a dieback for him. That is a very, very big deal at this stage of the game. And at this point, as the Dire, you've got to push. You can't go back with this kind of opportunity. He's gone for 100 seconds. Sonic Wave, again, also being committed a bit early. So there's no better time than the present to make this happen. The Yules will go out. Fear is there as well. They're delaying this so long. Global Silence is actually not available for another 20 seconds, which may make them think twice about this. But I still think they can do it. In fact, Wingman at the bot lane is split pushing himself while all this is happening. Now Ascension comes in. He's going to go for the Queen of Pain, but the Linken's is there to block it. W, meanwhile, mid lane. He's going to change his mind and go straight onto the Venomancer. Disruption again, though. Not very good, but they will find Goofy. Now here comes Yelan trying to help out. Global Silence does come in. They will end up getting the Dark Willow as well, and W is doing a hell of a lot of damage right now. They're going to keep going onto the Pudge. They will find him as well. The gem is on the deck because the Silencer did end up going down, but Megadeth, he'll be okay with that. And well, I can't believe they haven't found Arax yet. And if they back off right now, I mean, surely they can't. Shackles would not end up connecting. Wingman could not find the Hex either. W will finally get that melee Rax for his team. Wingman trying to find an opportunity to jump on the Queen of Pain. And, well, he'll get jumped on. The Dagon is there. But now the Queen of Pain may have given his life away for this. And he has no buyback available. And that should be GG well played, John.
Yeah, it definitely should be. Looks like they are going for the tier 4s now, so all's well. It looks like they, well, no, it looks like nobody wants mega creeps for reasons, but it is 1v4 right now, and they shouldn't have an issue with the Juggernaut.
Well, W is taking it very quickly, John. Let's be fair. Sometimes better be safe than sorry, but I agree. You could probably just go for the tier 4s and the Ancient. It does look like they want to dive the Fountain a bit, and he will do so. And so he deserves to. It's been an hour now. You know, may as well get a bit of fun out of this. Shadow Dance is coming. Again, the disruption, John. I'm not agreeing with these. Best HC will end up dropping. Again, he has no buyback. And, well, here come the easy calls, even though Megadeth was the one that was calling GG about half an hour ago, John.
You gotta love that, Mike. You gotta love it. And I'm loving what W's doing. I love doing this myself. You just go up, buy a couple of mangoes from the store, fill your stomach up, and you're good to go again.
It looks like Wingman is being a real headache towards the side of the Radiant right now. He's got that massive Earth Spike, which doesn't seem very fair, but he does have it. Actually, W in a bit of trouble right now. The fear is there. Now they're all into play. Zetus has to back out of there, and W's gone. Now Wingman, got to be careful. He does find the kill onto the Dark Willow. Yelan trying to come in and help out here. Wingman will end up dropping. And W has brought back. He doesn't care about this anymore. Dust was committed. He wants to steal those stats all over again, although he's been hexed up. He could actually drop here. This could be a dieback on the Slark. They will get the Queen of Pain, though. But W's died back. And now they'll get the Disruptor as well. And this could be the comeback for the Radiant. Oh my, what the hell's going on?
That's so painful to see, Mike. So painful to see.
Well,
Look at it this way, Mike. I mean, Radiant's not out of the game. They have really good wave clear with... They have good lane clear. I mean, wave clear with Veno. It's a decent amount. Juggernaut with the Battle Fury. Queen of Pain with the Aghanims. And even Pudge somewhat with the Spell, Lifesteal, and Rot. It's pretty decent. So, just because you have Mega Creeps at this point is not reason enough to feel comfy. Especially, look, they don't have buybacks in line. No buyback in Slark. And those are two really big buybacks you need. And, you know, the Radiant have the right idea. They're just bum rushing mid with Jug and Pudge. And I don't see how these three heroes can hold off against these.
we're gonna
Not
find
that
out.
well, I mean.
We are now officially an hour into the game, John. There's only one tier 4 standing for the side of the Radiant, so they have to concentrate on that defense as well. And now Wingman, I think he realizes they might be in a bit of trouble right now. The buybacks do begin coming out. They need to all buy back. I don't think they can wait for this. Ascension is going to wait out the 10 seconds. Zetus will be there to try and delay this himself. But now all the heroes come in. The tier 4, one of them's gone. Now the secondary is gone. The buybacks are finally coming out. Ascension will come in. The Brambles Maze is there. Now the Ancient is under attack. The Fear as well. Megadeth is going in. A lot of damage being dealt by him. He'll take down Best HC. Now Goofy Shinobi. And there goes Wingman. He'll take down the backlines of the Dark Willow. Ancient is still exposed through all this, but there's no one to right-click it. It looks like the Pudge will be the next target. Yelan, can he do it himself? He's trying his best, John, but there's not much he can do right now. He's been hexed up. They're gonna really annoy him, like the hell out of him. He will end up dropping. Yelan is gone. That was their one chat. John, they're so close. They're 500 HP away. They couldn't do it.
Wasn't close enough, it looks like, and they are going down. W has the right idea, jumps straight into bot, will take out the Quap.
Well, the buybacks are coming out. Can they find this kill? He has no buyback available, W!
No!
Oh,
Why? Why?
oh no, now Goofy. He's going to try and chase Wingman. He will use himself up for the moment. But Wingman is going to end up dropping, John. No buyback on him.
My...
You sound upset.
I mean, the Dire's not out of the game, but watching these sorts of plays just, you know, it brings back memories, Mike, and it gives me some PTSD. I'm triggered, in other words, Mike. I'm very triggered. I would like a safe space right now if you could provide me one. I'm gonna file a complaint with the ACLU about this replay and about co-casting with you, I have to say. I'm gonna file some complaints and you will hear from my spokesperson about this
good.
game, Mike.
Well, I'll let you know when I give a shit, John. Mid lane, it looks like they are being pushed in right now. The Dire is going to have to defend this the best they can. It looks like Ascension is going to go through the bot lane, though. He can theoretically take these Ancients and Tier 4s himself if they give him the space to. Best HC also told the Silencer to get his anus ready, John. I don't know what that means, but I assume it doesn't mean good things. Die ends up dropping as well. The Dire Courier, I should say, ends up dropping. They've given enough time for the Slug to respawn, though, so W will be back to not make a mistake for the third time. Hopefully for his sake and his team's sake. It's been a hard game. They've defended successfully multiple times now. We're at 63.5 minutes in. The Roshan is available and they're pinging it out. Now, this is a smart decision. You've died 2 times with our buyback. Get yourself an Aegis at least. And try to survive all this garbage that's been throwing at you. That they're throwing at you. Wingman's balls are shaking, John. That is not good news. I would probably visit a doctor at this point.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, Mike. I'm definitely sure that out of all the body parts, the balls are probably the least likely to be designed to vibrate like that.
Oh, well, they are going to Roshan right now. W, he's trying to get the Aegis. He actually denies the Refresher Shard, and he snatched the Aegis. Yellen ends up dropping. Now Goofy, he's left alone. He can't do this by himself. In fact, it looks like he should end up dropping. Ascension is coming in, trying to make the chase, but this Veno is so damn fast right now. Still, there's 2 heroes down. Juggernaut told the Silencer to get his anus ready, but he probably should have got his own ready. And well, now, I don't know how they're going to defend this bot lane. They actually end up taking down Wingman. Oh my. What a game we're watching here, ladies and gentlemen. John, I've got to admit, my balls are starting to vibrate as well. W, Tier 4 tower ends up going down. The Ancient is finally under attack at 65 minutes in. Fortification has been committed. Can they defend this? Goofy throws out the Poison Nova. It's not enough. W has had enough of this game. He just wants to finish it. He has the Aegis anyway. I think it's all over. And well, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's done.
Yes, it's finally over, Mike. And you know, the post-game chat is always beautiful. Offers to suck dick. You know, if you're into that, power to you. No judgment here. A 1 hour, 5-minute game, and it could have ended so much earlier. A lot of things happened otherwise, Mike. I have to tell you that was entertaining, but also upsetting. Like, and yeah, this brings back way too many. This brings up way too many feelings for me, Mike.
I mean, John, luckily for you, we've got more games to cast today. So,
oh, absolutely.
So hopefully they'll bring up a few more feelings for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll have to stop the stream for the moment. And John, I've actually got to do a Windows update, which I believe has been causing me problems.
That's beautiful, Mike.
So we'll probably disappear for about 5 to 10. Have a quick smoko break. So if you want to stick around, guys, we'll be back in about 10 minutes with the stream again. Otherwise, see you next time. Be right back.